Hey guys, this is Kamiken, and today I was thinking about, have you ever scrolled through PIXIV and just thought, maybe I don't need to be an artist. Maybe I don't even need to be alive. Because the art on there is so good that it makes you think, man, what's the point? And I was wondering, well, my thought sort of shifted recently where I was just like, well, what would it take to get to that level? Is it even possible to reach the level of a PIXIV artist? And what would it take to actually achieve that? When I look at my art as it is right now, I think it has sort of its own unique flair, the way that I draw and what I choose to focus on in my art specifically. But for some reason, there just seems to be more energy or more like of a dynamic vision to what I see not only on PIXIV but on Pinterest and in the artists that I like. I want to emulate that quality in my own work, and to do so I would have to change what I would have to figure out the knowledge that I'm missing. I would have to really break down and try to understand what these other artists are doing to make their work look like that, and what fundamentals that they're focusing on to actually achieve those results. And right now I'm getting decent results with the art that I'm creating in Saintly, but I'm wondering, like, how can I take it to the next level? And that's always been my core focus in drawing, is how can I take my storytelling ability to the next level? And that is what I'm going to try to do. I think I'm going to go through some tutorials that I found recently. There's this guy named Niro, or it's Niro on YouTube, and he talks about how he practices drawing, and I just want to figure out, like, how can I get good at drawing like that, and how can I get good and fast, so that I can eventually draw in the vision and style that I think about. Because it's actually been many years since I've done a full-on illustration where I used every bit of my thought and energy and focus to create something. Like, if you look at these pieces right here that I did for Air Rider, it's been years since I've done anything on that same level. This one, the last one, the lowest one, took a really long time, and it was over the course of years that I finished it little by little. Whereas I started in the Cubert school, then I finished the inks at the Cubert school, and then over time I did some of the flat coloring, and it was only last year, like every fall would go by and it just was never completed until I did it for the last Kickstarter I did for Air Rider, and finally completed it. And I was just like, man, illustration takes a long time, and because it's been so painful for me, or so hard and difficult for me in the past, I've never been so eager to do it and put myself through that again. But I really want to figure out what it takes to create that kind of stuff and make it well. And I want to put that level of art in my comics to make them the highest quality they can be, because I already know I have the writing quality to be able to do it, but I also want to have the artistic ability to go along with it. My general philosophy is to stay in the same vein as, let's say, Yoshihiro Togashi with Hunter x Hunter, or maybe at the very least Naruto, where I don't have to draw the highest quality art as long as I get the story across and get it across meaningfully. And that has served me well so far, where I can write a decent enough story to where the art is clear enough to convey what I'm trying to say in the story. But to draw something on the level of, like, let's say this top piece here, that's like the best piece that I've done, and it's just been the one that I put in the most work for years. Like, I haven't done another illustration like that since, because it took so long just to do that one. I had to use 3D models. I had to use like all the knowledge of like color theory and illustration that I understood. I had to use everything to figure that out, and it was great being able to engage 100% of my mind and my drawing abilities. But it took so long, and I get really impatient for the result of something that I would just get bored doing something like that all the time. So that's why I never became like just a illustrator. I always wanted to do comics, because I could draw an ink drawing and get that out a lot quicker than doing a full scale like illustration like that, even though the result is much more worth it. But it just takes too long to reach, and I do want to get to a point where I have the patience to be able to make more stuff like this and to get better at doing that. But I have to do that in the storytelling. I have to do that in the comic and make that where I improve, make that the battleground for my improvement as a creator, because I can't just stop the comic and just become a straight up illustrator overnight. Like, I have to learn how to do these new things. I have to learn how to do those things that like the PIXIV creators are doing, and some of them have been fortunate enough to share that information and teach others how to do it. So I'm gonna check that stuff out. I'm gonna check out those tutorials and figure out like what they're doing and practice and get better, because I've already been drawing a lot more, drawing a lot of anatomy and figures, and drawing faster and getting better at that. So I'm just like, okay, if I use their tutorials, use their knowledge, and draw from their tutorials, then hopefully by osmosis I can level up my skills even more, so Saintly can be even better, and then every project I make after that can be even better than that. So yeah, it's time for a new training arc, but I can't stop everything I'm doing to train. I'm just going to be using Saintly as the training ground and improving each chapter as it comes out, so that I don't have to stop that whole process to improve my art. And yeah, that's basically my thoughts of today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.